Welcome to the video, guys. Let us talk about some things that you should know when you're actually dealing with Jira. Today's topic is going to be about the backlogs. The first question, what is a backlog? Simply explained, basically a backlog is a list of tasks that are actually prioritized and they're ready for developers to work on. Now, as you can see, what I said in here is the list of prioritized tasks. What actually this means that every developer will take from the top of the backlog the issues and they will actually start to work on them. Now, I'm in Kanban, right? So you can have an issue. You can have backlogs within the Kanban itself, but since the Kanban is more focused on the continuous delivery, you can actually determine by the backlog which issues will actually go to your Kanban board. I will talk about how it actually works in Scrum. So it's a bit different thing. So that is something that you need to remember when it actually comes to the backlog. Now, what can be in the backlog? Usually, it should be the user stories, right? The parts that when you actually connect them together, they create one feature. Now, some may say it's not like that. It's actually one big epic. For example, you have an epic of a search feature, and that search feature is going to consist of multiple user stories that need to be well created in order to actually create one feature. Now, so it could be a task, it could be a story, it could be some of the enhancements, and also it could be bugs, right? So you can have in backlog like bugs, and you can say, well, we're gonna be focused on the bugs right now. Let's fix the bugs first. Let's make this feature bug free, and then we're gonna move on to the other things, right? So that actually comes within the specter of the backlog itself. And of course, this is for your Kanban, and you're in your Kanban backlog, right? So you can actually go ahead in here. You can have like a version panel, like where all of the versions are gonna be listed in here. But right now, I don't really have versions created. So you can also be using the quick filters, and you can say, I can only say like, I want to see only my issues there that needs to appear, right? But it seems like it's not really working. Give me just a sec. Alright, we're back, and now so you have like the recently updated ones. You have like only my issues, so that can be focused where you are the assignee in here. Also, you can choose if you only want to see the backlog of your bugs, for example, or for your stories, or for your tasks. In here it says like this because I was changing, I was actually checking something in Jira, and I changed everything to be in French, most of the things to be in French, and for some weird reason it left it to be like this. And also, not only this, but I have this one and I have task as well. I believe that this is a bug, and if someone from Atlassian is actually watching, please fix this. So there is also like a compact mode. Basically, it doesn't really do much. It just, you know, makes this more, if I can say, more tight, if I can say it like that. Right. What else do we have in here? So this is the backlog that is actually focused on the Kanban board. Let's go to our Scrum project and let's go to the backlog within our Scrum project. Now, when it comes to the Scrum, you have something that is called the sprint backlog, right? Because you all know that Scrum is based on the sprints. And within the sprint, there is actually a time period that actually team has committed themselves to actually finish some amount of work. Now, one sprint should be longer than 2 weeks. That is like the base rule, because everything about that, you know, it creates questions like why some sprint is longer than 2 weeks. All right, and here you have some added things. You have story points, and you also have the versions right here. And also in here, I have 2 subtasks that are in here. So if I actually expand this, I can see that there is actually a subtask in here. And also that there are, as you can see, the statuses. So everything that goes within a sprint backlog, and when you start a sprint, those issues will be represented within your active sprints. So that is actually a sprint backlog. Everything is almost the same, and as you can see in here, the story points, basically this is one type of the estimation techniques that is being used. So you have the story points, you have the classic one, which is like determination in time when it comes to hours, when it comes to days. So that is, if I can say, the classic estimation. You also have the estimation types like the t-shirt estimates. But this is something that is focused more on the estimation techniques, not the backlog, like really itself, and what the backlog is actually representing. Now, as you can see right here, what happens if I complete this sprint, and if I move the issues to the new sprint, and if I say I want to start a new sprint, and I'm gonna hit on start, and this is what happens. So all of the issues that were actually in the done column were actually being removed because they are actually done and they're not in there anymore. So if I go in here, and for the JQL I can say, what if I want to find something in the status of done, right? So, and, okay, it's weird. It's created. All right, everything is actually, and there we go. These are actually the statuses that were in done. But the weird thing is in here. All right, and status, okay, equals to done. Let me just search for it. Whoop. Status. All right, didn't write it correctly. There you go. This is it, and this is where you get all of your statuses that were basically in done. So that is everything that basically you need to know about the backlog. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.